I really always thought that astronaut was one of those jobs that just other special people get to do, right? Why would they ever pick me? What have I ever done that would make me stand out as someone they'd want to have as part of the astronaut corps? I reached out to a couple people that I considered to be mentors at Kennedy Space Center, and they did nothing more than encourage me to pick up the pen and fill out the application. It's like they gave me permission to do the one thing that I had control of in that whole process. And in a very, what I think was positive way, it lifted me out of that doubt of, oh, only other special people get to do this or get to try to do this. You know, I really am so happy that I had this opportunity to paint in space too, you know, to bring something I enjoyed doing on Earth with me to space. And, you know, we've been doing that as crew members for years. That's been going on with musical instruments and other forms of art and poetry. And I think it's one of those things that we do that helps us put the human in human spaceflight. We should be bringing our humanity to space. We try to encourage our students, our kids, to use their whole brain. And I think that's what this is about. You know, we're discovering more and more that these people that we tend to think of as only technical, right, really have these creative outlets, whatever they might be, is this creative side that lets us to come up with, I think in the end, the best solutions to every problem. Things behave differently when they float. You know, there's no dipping your brush into a cup of water because we don't have cups of water. You had to squirt, you know, a little ball of water out of a drink bag to, you know, dip the brush into that. And I say dip the brush into it, but it was a really weird, I remember having this like vivid memory of watching the tip of the brush come towards the ball of water. And even before the tip touch the water, it's like the water wanted to move onto the end of the brush, and then watching it float around and taking it down to the paint and mushing it and getting the colored ball of water, and discovering that if you actually touch the brush to the paper, the whole blob of colored water would transfer over. And so painting really was not dragging the brush along the paper like it is down here on Earth. It was just kind of using the brush as a tool to drag the colored ball of water along the paper. I think art, first of all, it's an amazing universal communicator, right? I can engage in a conversation with them about it. I can share the backstory of it. Oh, well, I was really blessed. I had this opportunity to look at Earth from space. This was one of my favorite places I saw on Earth. This is kind of my interpretation of what I was seeing, feeling when I looked at that. And oh, by the way, there's this International Space Station you should know about. You know, 15 countries working together peacefully, successfully for over 20 years on this mechanical life support system in space. And oh, by the way, did you know that everything that's going on up there is ultimately about improving life on Earth and getting people to think about things, look at things from a new perspective that they might not have otherwise. And I think art is just one of the best ways to do that. When I retired from NASA, I wanted to find a way to meaningfully share the experience I'd had. And so I decided I was going to use my artwork to share the experience. But in parallel, I was invited to participate in a project that was happening at one of the local hospitals in Houston. The artist that had founded the art and medicine program there, Ian Sion, he had always done work with the kids where they each paint like an individual piece of art, and then he would build all of the kids' artwork out into some ginormous, you know, large format art piece. And he wanted to do something with space, and we came up with spacesuits. On the spacesuit, every little kind of pattern and drawing you see is an individual kid's piece of art that's been quilted together into this art spacesuit by the spacesuit company, ILC Dover, who, my spacesuit that I did a spacewalk in, they created, they made it, they designed. And they have been volunteering with us since the very beginning to bring these kids' artwork together. Like really, I think, bring it to life into these art spacesuits. A couple of them have had the chance to fly to and from the space station, so the kids have seen their art in space. The crew members have worn the suits and communicated with the kids in mission control. You know, we've piped those conversations into the hospitals. And I say hospitals now because what started in that one hospital in Houston has just bloomed into working with kids literally in every country on the planet, in hospitals, refugee centers, schools. I really and truly believe that I got to go to space so I could work on these projects with these kids. We really see this healing process of them transcending where they are at the time. They're sitting up straighter, they're talking to us about their future outside of the hospital or the refugee center or wherever it is they might be at that time. And it allows them to think for themselves, of something better. And then when they see all of their art come together with the other kids, they're thinking about themselves as crewmates here on Spaceship Earth.